Welcome to the channel Mysteries and Secrets in the World. Today I will reveal Daisai's secrets that perhaps you did not know, with revelations that still shock today about the Titanic. The story of the Titanic, with its tragic end and the fascination that still surrounds it, continues to fascinate generations. Recently, a video explored Daisai's lesser-known aspects of the disaster, revealing details that still shock today. Daisai. The heroic sacrifice of engineers, silent forgotten heroes. As panic reigned among the passengers, the ship and #Trainov,'s Ventazet engineers, led by Joseph Bell, remained at their posts in the engine room. Knowing that electricity was vital to the stability of the Titanic, they kept the power on until the last moment, allowing distress signals to be sent. These silent heroes, who never received the recognition they deserved, saved the lives of many people with their courage and dedication. Their story reminds us of the importance of those who work in the shadows, often without glory, for the common good. We often tend to celebrate the most visible heroic figures, forgetting the silent sacrifice of those who work with dedication in crisis situations. The story of the Titanic and #Trainov,'s engineers teaches us to value these silent heroes, whose contribution is often crucial to our safety and well-being. Nove. An iceberg born from climate change, a warning for the future. The iceberg that sank the Titanic was not a simple block of ice. It had formed years earlier due to an exceptionally warm period that had weakened the glaciers. This revelation highlights the devastating impact that climate change has on our planet. The Titanic thus becomes a warning to future generations, a symbol of the dramatic consequences that inaction in the face of this problem can have. We must learn from the Titanic tragedy and act urgently to combat climate change and protect our planet for future generations. Otto. A fake fireplace to hide opulence, a symbol of social inequality. The Titanic had 4 smokestacks, but only 3 were functional. The 4th was a fake chimney that hid a luxurious first-class smoking room. This purely aesthetic choice, a symbol of the ship and #Trainov,'s opulence, highlights the social inequalities of the time, which unfortunately still exist in the world. The Titanic thus becomes a metaphor for social inequalities, an example of how wealth and privilege can create barriers between people. We must reflect on how these inequalities can affect our society and commit ourselves to building a more just and fair world. Set. Insufficient lifeboats, a wrong priority, a lesson in safety. Despite having overdue 20 people on board, the Titanic had only 20 lifeboats, far short of the 64 required. The priority was the aesthetics of the deck and the comfort of the first-class passengers, at the expense of safety. This reckless choice led to the deaths of many people. The Titanic tragedy teaches us that safety must always be the top priority, regardless of cost or social class. We must learn from the mistakes of the past and put safety first in every area of our lives. Say. The mystery of the nameless victims, a memory for the forgotten victims. This mystery highlights the fragility of life and the indelible impact a tragedy like this can have on entire families. The story of the Titanic reminds us of the importance of honoring the memory of all victims, even the nameless ones. We must ensure that their sacrifice is not in vain and work to create a safer and more just world. Sink. A fatal optical illusion, the mirage that fooled the sailors, a reminder of the unpredictable nature. The atmospheric conditions on the night of the disaster favored super-refraction, creating a mirage that made it difficult to identify the iceberg. Even the nearby ship, the Californian, did not realize the presence of the Titanic due to a false atmospheric horizon. This event highlights how natural phenomena, even if apparently harmless, can have dramatic consequences. The story of the Titanic reminds us that nature is unpredictable and that we must always be prepared for unexpected events. We must learn to respect the force of nature and adopt adequate safety measures to minimize risks. Quattro. The cancelled rescue drill, a fatal negligence, a lesson in responsibility. On the day of the disaster, the lifeboat launching exercise was cancelled by Captain Smith. The reason remains a mystery, but this reckless decision had tragic consequences. A lifeboat exercise could have saved many lives. Captain Smith and #Trainov's negligence and carelessness cost many lives. The Titanic tragedy teaches us the importance of responsible and competent leadership, capable of making thoughtful decisions in emergency situations. Leaders have a responsibility to ensure the safety of those under their command and must make difficult decisions with courage and foresight. The forgotten binoculars, a detail that could have changed the course of history, the importance of the right equipment. Binoculars were found in the wreckage of the Titanic. It is believed that their presence could have prevented the collision with the iceberg. The lack of available binoculars is another factor that contributed to the disaster. This revelation makes us reflect on the importance of having the right tools to do your job safely and efficiently. Even a small detail, like a pair of binoculars, can make a difference. We must ensure that everyone who carries out security duties has access to the equipment and resources they need to do their job to the best of their ability. Violet Jessop, the unsinkable woman, an example of resilience and hope. Violet Jessop was a stewardess who survived 3 shipwrecks, the Titanic, the Olympic and the Britannic. Her story is an example of resilience and hope. Having survived 3 maritime disasters, Violet demonstrated extraordinary strength of spirit and admirable tenacity. Her story inspires us to never give up in the face of difficulty and to find the strength to move forward. We must learn from Violet Jessop to never give in to despair and to always keep hope alive, even in the darkest moments. Human remains still present. A mystery that persists, a reminder for the victims. Some photos of the Titanic wreck show leather boots and coats, suggesting the presence of human remains. Despite the Titanic Memorial Act of 1986, the possibility that there are still bodies inside the wreck remains open. This mystery makes us reflect on the fragility of life and the respect we must have for the deceased. The story of the Titanic reminds us of the importance of honoring the memory of all victims and never forgetting their sacrifice. We must ensure that their deaths are not in vain and work to create a safer and more just world. This video opened our eyes to lesser-known aspects of the Titanic disaster that have deeply affected us. The stories of courage, sacrifice and negligence that we have discovered have made us reflect on several important themes, such as safety, responsibility, resilience, and respect for human life. I hope this video on the Daisai revelations of the Titanic has fascinated and surprised you as much as it has me. The Titanic tragedy is a warning to all of us. We must never forget the mistakes of the past and must work to create a better world. If you liked this video, I invite you to subscribe to my channel so you don't and #Trainov miss the next contents. Leave a like and a comment to let me know what you think and what topics you would like to see explored in future videos. Thanks again for your attention and see you next time.